I was at Walmart one day and I had my two small children with me, and I noticed a gentleman approaching me. He was a very prominent man in this area, and I immediately felt uncomfortable because of the way I was dressed. I had shorts on, I had probably a tank top, I had a baseball cap on, probably tennis shoes. The rest of the day it occurred to me how I felt when I saw this man, and it made me think and reassess the way I was dressing. Then I attended a homeschool meeting shortly after that, and this same gentleman was making a talk, and he said in the midst of his talk, he said, "Men, watch how you dress, especially in your home." He said, "I can go into your home and see the way a man is dressed or the way you are dressed, and I can tell you just about how much control you have in your home." And that really got me to thinking. This was in the year 2000. Since then, I have tried to dress with more dignity and with more respect. I decided 10 years ago that I'm going to sacrifice physical comfort for the way my children see me. It's very important to me for my children to see me as a dignified man, as an important person. I think when our children leave us, when they move and go out into the world, we're going to have some influence on them if we're going to want to keep them on the straight and narrow. Now they're going to be adults, but we want to cultivate a respect that they have for us, so that if we see them doing things or living in a way that needs correction, that we will be able to say something and they will listen to us. But if we have not cultivated respect in them, they will ignore what we say, and they'll stay on a path that leads them to unhappiness. So all these things are interconnected. It's very important to be aware of what we are impressing upon our kids. They see everything we do, everything we say, everything we believe. They know. And so we have to cultivate holiness. We have to cultivate respect. That's my daddy. I'm going to listen to what he says. He's an important person. I believe, and I think most people today, most men today, don't look at themselves as a man of respect. They don't look at themselves as important, and we're all important. When we have children, God is saying, you're important. And you have to be very interested and concerned about the effect you're having on these children. Do we care about the impression we're making? Most people today are indifferent about the impression they're making. There's a reason why we go into certain atmospheres and there's proper dress. I've had people tell me, it doesn't matter what I wear to Mass. Jesus doesn't care what I wear to Mass. And I say, yes, he's perfectly happy in the tabernacle, but it makes you feel a certain way. My father is a prominent attorney in this local area, and if he were to enter the courtroom dressed in anything but a suit and tie, it would affect his performance. It would affect the way the jury perceived him, the way the judge perceived him. It would ultimately affect his success as a lawyer, and in that particular case. It's all part of an impression we're trying to make. If he entered the courtroom in Bermuda shorts, flip-flops, and a t-shirt with, "I love Louisiana, I love boiled crawfish," would that have an effect on the jury? Would that have effect on the judge? Absolutely it would. So it's unheard of for him to even think of that. Just as an attorney is dealing with life and death situations many times, he's dealing with very weighty issues. The lives of the people in the courtroom sometimes are placed in his lap. By the same token, a father in the home, he has the children's welfare in his hands. Their eternal welfare, their happiness on earth is in that father's hands. It's very important that the way he dresses is part of the philosophy that helps his children to become holy. The father in the home, if he dresses with dignity, will be respected by his wife and children. Just as an attorney in the courtroom will be respected by the other attorneys and the judge in that courtroom. Zig Ziglar is a very famous motivational speaker, and he said one day, if you dress up, you go up. And I would like to just pose this statement to the men who might be watching this video. Do you want to go up? Do you want to lead your family? Do you want to feel like you're improving each day and each year? And do you see happiness in your family? The society we live in today it downplays the importance of a man dressing properly. And we see the problems associated with this philosophy. I have a question for the men. Do you want to be a part of the solution that turns that society back around? Or do we want to be a part of the problem? God bless you.